Let me start with a simple question. How often do you wake up feeling tired, even after a full night's sleep? Or find yourself feeling stressed, anxious, mentally exhausted, or struggling to switch off at night? Most people blame work pressure, age, lack of motivation, or a busy lifestyle. And while those factors certainly play a role, there is another possibility that often goes unnoticed. Your body may not be recovering as well as it should. And one important reason behind that can be a mineral called magnesium. Now, magnesium might not be as popular as vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin K, or omega 3, yet it plays a role in hundreds of processes inside your body. In fact, magnesium individually is involved in more than 300 biochemical reactions. It helps produce energy, supports nerve functions, regulates blood pressure, assists your muscle recovery, and helps maintain a healthy heartbeat also. But one of its most important jobs is something much simpler. It helps the body to relax. Every heartbeat follows a rhythm. The heart contracts and then relaxes. Your muscles contract and then relax. Even your nervous system constantly shifts between activity and recovery. Magnesium plays an important role in that recovery phase. Without enough magnesium, the body can find it harder to relax, recover, and return to balance. This is one reason why low magnesium levels are often associated with symptoms such as poor sleep, muscle spasms, fatigue, irritability, anxiety, and occasional palpitations. Now let's talk about stress. When we are under constant stress, the body produces higher levels of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is helpful during emergencies. But the problem is that modern stress rarely switches off. Work deadlines, financial pressures, long commuting times, constant notifications on your phone, poor sleep keep the body in a state of prolonged alertness. Over time, chronic stress can increase magnesium loss from your body. And when magnesium levels fall, the nervous system may find it even harder to relax. As a result, people often find themselves stuck in a cycle of stress, poor sleep, fatigue, and low recovery. Another interesting relationship exists between magnesium and calcium. Calcium helps muscles contract, while magnesium helps muscles relax. You can think of them as two parts of the same system. When this balance is disrupted, the body may respond with muscle tightness, cramps, elevated blood pressure, or difficulty in relaxing. This is one reason magnesium is often discussed in relation to cardiovascular disorders also. So why are so many people falling short? Is a usual question that comes up to your mind. Part of the answer lies in the way we live today. Highly processed foods generally contain fewer natural minerals. Excess sugar, soft drinks, excessive caffeine, all these things can further affect magnesium balance. At the same time, many people are not eating enough nuts, seeds, legumes, and leafy vegetables, the foods that actually provide magnesium. As a result, magnesium intake may be lower than what the people realize. The good news is that improving magnesium intake doesn't require anything complicated. Foods such as pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, almonds, peanuts, spinach, moringa leaves, beans, and millets, all of them are excellent natural sources of magnesium. In fact, one of the simplest habits is to include a small portion of mixed seeds and nuts in your daily routine. A handful every day might not seem significant, but small habits often create meaningful results when practiced consistently. At Madhavbaug, we often remind patients that recovery is just as important as treatment. When someone struggles with high blood pressure, diabetes, fatigue, or heart related concerns, we don't only look at reports but also we look at the sleep quality, stress levels, nutrition, physical activity, and overall lifestyle. Because long term health is not built through medications alone, it is built through recovery. And recovery depends on giving the body the nutrients, the rest, the movement, and the balance it needs to function well. So, if you have been feeling constantly tired, mentally exhausted, unusually stressed, or unable to recover despite getting enough sleep, it may be worth paying attention to these basics. Sometimes the body isn't asking for anything dramatic. Sometimes it's simply asking for the nutrients it needs to do its job properly. Because when recovery improves, everything benefits. Your sleep, your energy, your mind, and your